Hi all. It's very strong rain, you might hear it. So anyway, I'm writing as I always am, and I'm up to the part where the good Lord has said enough is enough, and I'm writing through that part of the experience. And while I was, it reminded me of a long time ago I had a dream, and in the dream it was the dream of Jesus being crucified, and I was standing on a small rise, and there was quite a few people there, and he was lying on the ground, and they nailed through one hand, and Jesus, and then they put the nail through the other hand, wrist, and Jesus, and everybody was silent. Nobody moved. Even I couldn't move. Just shock. And then he was like on the bar thing with his hands, and they dragged it over to this post, and the post had this little thing sticking out, like a little ledge like that, and they lifted and sat him on that, and then they pulled his arms up and they hooked it on this part at the top, and then they used a rope thing, and then they pulled the whole cross up like that, okay? Then this soldier who, I think it's called Longius or something like this, there's a name for him, and he had his dagger, sword, and showed it like across like this, and then went and stabbed it into Jesus' side. Thankfully, we can all be extremely thankful. He went for the liver, which actually heals really quickly, and not the heart, which would have killed Jesus. But anyway, when he did that, I was like, that's enough. And I just started running forward and moved people out of the way, and I was just like charging forward. And that was the end of the dream. Okay, so I had a few dreams of Jesus back in those days. That was a long time ago. So I'm talking that dream I had it possibly 1990, maybe 1998, I think I had that one. And so I'm up to this point, and it's like you've suffered enough, and Lord Shiva stepped in, and he's sort of like, enough is enough, and he's not tolerating any more further witchcraft. And I swear to you, I have been so protected. I've never slept so well in my life, and there was a lot of bad shit going on around here. Not, culminating in my little goldfish dying. It was a very severe attack. But of course we had like the old spotlight outside started flickering, and all this stuff was going on, and fucking like something like 7 cockroaches. And this cockroach, right? And I was on the toilet, and this cockroach came out from somewhere. It was all covered in stuff. But anyway, Bella the cat, I don't want to tell that. But anyway, Bella the cat, who was in the toilet with me, that cockroach turned his little head and looked up at Bella, and Bella was like, she was scared of it. And I was like, oh my God, that is not natural for a cat to be afraid of a creature. They're the predator, you know what I'm saying? And I thought the cat would have at least done something, but it went like that and then like walked out. I was like, oh my God, what? And the cockroach went like this and turned its head and followed it, and I freaked out. So I've never seen anything like that in my life. So anyway, there was a bit of that, and at first I was just my usual self. I'm all scared. I didn't know what to do, and didn't know what to do and stuff like that. But I certainly know what to do now. But anyway, there's this other witch thing that they do, and like I'm just fanatic about cleaning this place. But anyway, there was this long, thick kind of a cobweb, and it went from the window in my bedroom through to the window in the bathroom, and it would have been a straight line. So this is while the protection's going on for me. So I'm heavily protected through the night. I'm sleeping like a baby. Waking up in the morning, I am so thankful. I just feel like I'm covered, and I feel an actual like this. I'm so comforted. Anyway, the sun was shining on it, and I was like, what the heck? That is a really long, kind of thick cobweb, like thick. Like, can I just grab you there? There's this string, sort of like, probably, yeah, it's looking like about that thick. And it's just a long, but it was broken, you see, so it was sort of waving and stuff. But I didn't have a light, any doors or windows open because it's winter and I've got the air conditioning on. And I was like, oh, maybe the air conditioner is making the movement. So I got a broom, and I thought, oh, it must have just, I didn't know it was there or whatever. And did that and went all around the whole house, did all the corners, everything, down the walls, a whole lot. Made sure I got the whole thing, wherever, all of it. And then I swear to you, today in my bedroom, there was another one. I was like, what? Oh my God. And I forgot to say yesterday there was one in my bedroom, and this one was in the bedroom in exactly the same area. I was like, what is happening? So anyway, I looked it up, and again it's black magic and stuff, but both times it's been broken. So I know that it's something like this. It's like there's demonic. They send a demonic energy, and the demonic energy tries to put a web over you because it blocks your glory, and also it can get you stuck, and it's hard for you to walk forward into your destiny. It's some evil shit, that black magic shit. And so I got rid of that one. And then I was like, well, but how do I stop this from occurring in the house? And I finally figured out that there are actions that we do have to take. It's not just say a prayer. You've got to do some things, and it's not just vacuum get all the cobwebs out from the ceiling's not enough. So prayer is powerful, very powerful. Your words are powerful, but you've got to enact. And when you do your action, so like when I'm cleaning the cobwebs, I'm saying this space is sacred and holy. It cannot be penetrated by any negative energy, you see? So it's sort of like I'm making a command, a declaration, something like that, because this is my space. How are witches getting their energy in here? They're connected to me. Well, why are they connected to me? Because I'm attached to them. They're my family. I love them, and therefore I have to break attachments and I have to be detached. It's not easy, and it's really sad. It's so sad. And I had a dream, and because my kid's dad died, so anyway, I had a dream, and in the dream I'd taken him something that I'd written, and this is the dream, okay? I gave it to his girlfriend read it, and then she took it to him, and he said, Oh, she's always been scared of those. And it was something to do with this underground thing and vampires. And and then I don't know why, but all of a sudden, it was like I was lying on this bed and I was very, very sick. I was so sick. And in the dream, I was coughing, and my kid's dad, I've known him since I was a child, but anyway, he had walked out of the room space, and the girl had walked out with him, and I like collapsed on this bed, and I'd started coughing. As soon as I came coughing, he came racing in, and he grabbed a syringe needle, and he put it through this finger, and injected, and I felt this massive vitality go through my body. And then he raced off and he grabbed this medicine. He had a spoon, and he came back and he was trying to give me some medicine on a spoon. I woke up. Now, I didn't wake up with a racing heart or anything frightening or anything like that. And I didn't wake up with the sensation that I'd been coughing in my sleep, which does happen, and which has been happening for a long time, and it hasn't been happening lately, because a lot of curses have been lifted off me. Every curse, all of them. So I'm healing very rapidly. But anyway, I was like, what the heck? What's going on with that? So I looked up the dream. I cried because he was saving my life, and the symbols of it, the vitality that the injection is something like needing emotional. Oh goodness, I'll try and find it. Got so many pages. I'm so sorry about that. I didn't know I was going to go there. I think this is the dream. Yeah. Oop. Don't tell me I lost it. Sorry, I'll just go here. There's two parts to the dream. I've been able to take some pictures of souls. I'll show you another time. And photos. Gosh. And another part of the dream before I collapsed was I'd sent them to someone in my family that I loved. And in the dream, that person was sending them like in an email to someone to sort of like almost like suck their souls. And that's when I got sick, because I shared too much. I shouldn't have shared it with them, and I feel really regretful. But anyway, okay. So the injection, energy, vitality into life. It says, being injected with a needle, need for emotional healing, relief from emotional pain. Syringes and injections in dreams symbolize the need for healing, looking for a way to cope with emotional pain. And the coughing is symbolic release of my pent-up emotions, challenges, stresses, the need to express, mental barriers to emotionally release. And the medicine on the spoon is need for support, the desire to be cared for. The spoon represents sustenance. The medicine is the remedy or solution. What have I got here? Medicine on a spoon. Taking the necessary steps for healing. Take what is needed to feel better. When you see a spoon in your dream, it is a sign that you are in a phase where you are focusing on your emotional and physical well-being is essential. And then obviously we all know about the energy vampires, the dragon, the vampires. And so the energy vampires cannot cross onto holy ground and require an invitation to enter your house. So those were two important factors. I made my house holy ground, number one. that probably, hopefully, deters a lot of this energy that is invasive. I had to detach. That was probably one of the saddest things we've had to do, because I started crying and I had a big old cry. But it's okay, because I was so thankful as well for the medicine, and I couldn't believe I was getting helped. Oh, excuse me. I was very relieved that I was getting helped by someone who I did love and does still care for me, obviously, in the spiritual realm. So there is that. And yeah, so I'm just sharing to, probably for myself, although I will write this down, but I think I'm sharing it to help everybody who is on this similar journey against the darkness. They've come to earth with an assignment, to help them know that there's always an answer, and it will come to us through a dream or spontaneously. And in the doing is where our most power is. Yes, finally I got the message. It's in the active doing is where our power is. Okay, I'm sending you my love, of course, and to everyone who is divine. I hope your protection is here, and if it's not, it'll be here right now. Because, oh yeah, just this Gemini, it's just like, it's Gemini. What is going on in this Gemini cycle? It's usually just normal, but now I've learned that it's all about magic. Gemini, the magician, and Mercury energy. But another thing I learned was we did have a Kazemi of Mercury, Sun, and Gemini. Is this full moon is a perfect T-square for the North and South nodes, fate and destiny. You never choose your fate. Fate will always cross your path. It can't help it. It's fated, okay? But you have the choice. You always have a choice, and your choice is to say no. That is the only way that you're going to get led to your destiny. You must say. Or you don't have to say no. You can just be completely silent. Go into the stillness. Be quiet. And don't even acknowledge. Just know it in yourself. Okay, those are my 2 points of advice for this full moon outpour. So there is a 2-week period going to new moon in Cancer, and right now as well Jupiter is at the 0 point of Cancer, so it's quite expansive if you can get your power in the doing happening. All right, I love you. Bye.